Hello, this is a short video, some thoughts about the Science March. Now, it's very similar to the Women's March that occurred 1.5, 2 months ago, where in my opinion, I did a video about that. They could have just focused on where it's needed, like outside the embassy of Saudi Arabia. They could have supported directly some groups in India, Somalia, where it's needed for women, because there are many women around the world who cannot have the opportunity to attend school education and practice studying science. Now, to this Science March, it's a very religious character to it. Most of the people have a good intention. They go out, they make signs about science. I'm not 100% informed about everything. They have a good intention, but it's more of a religious experience, because any sort of true scientist it knows that it's more about questioning rather than sort of having a club that you joined. And another thing is, as there are women around the world who could have made big scientific progressions, but they are forced to be stuck in various positions due to economy, due to religion, due to very, how should we say, vintage traditions. All these efforts could have been more directed towards that. And I don't mean bombing the place and making it more radicalized like it's been done for the last 16 years. But another thing is that all these marches are so constructed. You have this sort of rock star scientist and characters, and you have the media, everybody's backing it up, sort of. In my opinion, like Bruno, he was burned because he said something about the universe that didn't fit the Catholic Church and the Pope. And back in the days where women, really put themselves out on the line for women's rights, they have already done that job. This is nothing. There's no one today denying the sort of need for science, for education in science and all that. So where are the marches? Where are the spontaneous, real manifestation, demonstrations for something? Because it seems to me, and now I'm going to take the USA as an example, and I know USA is a very, there are so many manifestations, like groups of 12 people, dozen people standing with signs, that people are very much more, they practice their freedom of speech more than in other countries. But anyway, what we hear about in the media and what is heard, what echoes throughout the world and the US, is either like these sort of looting, criminal demonstrations, quote unquote, which just destroy, loot, burn, and just seem to be the demonstration is just a facade for the vandals to get their kicks. Or we have this sort of very planned, Coney 2012 kind of phenomenon going on, where you have the government being involved in something that is anti-establishment, and in this case for science, I don't know, maybe it's really horrible in the United States, maybe science is really on the decline, but I don't really think so. US still has the best military. There are still Americans in space. You have Apple, Google. I don't think it's critical. So it's some kind of a hive, groupthink vibe going on with everything. For me, in my opinion, there doesn't seem to be a genuine people movement of people really caring about something and wanting to sort of stay away from work for 3 days to go and protest for or against something. So it just seems like some kind of a hive mind push, manipulation. Maybe you don't need to manipulate something that already is or was programmed to be switched on and off. And we see that even for good causes, for science, for women's rights. I mean, I'm all for it, of course. Don't get any other impression, but I just think that it's a waste of resource, attention, media space, and it's like the Nobel Peace Prize. Come on, there are some people who spent 60 years of their life, their whole life, fighting for some good cause or just cause, and they won't get anything when they die. So it's all some kind of a big hive-minded lie. And but what I react upon is how it's sort of sugar-coated, how it's presented as something sweet, innocent. Like, do you have something bad to say against the March for Science? Am I being negative here? Am I being grumpy? I don't feel grumpy. I don't feel hateful. I don't even want to bash, but I just think like, yeah, that's a great thing, but where is the problem? There was no problem. Why are so many people involved in this? And when you look at the sort of the birth and the action of the idea, just like with the Women's March, it doesn't seem, for me, it does not seem to come out of a need of something honest at all. It just seemed like a programmed issue, and in some ways it's a way for the whoever is in control of this sort of hive mind, how do you say, who is in control of the hive mind mentality and group action. They are checking to see if they are still in control. So that's why we perhaps are going to see more of these sort of March for Humans, or March for Earth. Who can be against humans and Earth? Nothing specific, just some check-up, status quo. Let's see if the people are with us. Are they easy? Do they think? Are they tricked by this sort of causes that nobody can really be against, So yeah, just some thoughts. So yeah, take care and all the best. Ciao.